Alright. So this is a Hamilton Beach sewing motor, Model A, from Hamilton Beach Company of Racine, Wisconsin, the division of the Scovill Manufacturing Company. And this is off of that Eldredge Shuttle machine, and we need to get fresh wiring in it. And the brushes are stuck in it, but you can see how rotted this wiring is. So get our brush caps and springs out. And then let's see now. Looks like it's got 2 screws here. I've already taken the rubber tire off of it because that was all rotten. And I'm going to get a bit of oil and wet or dry sandpaper and polish this shaft a teeny bit. There we go. There. With that shaft polished, it should pull out better. So the electronics on the back of this Eldredge Shuttle machine were like the gray bar machine, which was an Eldredge rotary. Oh, and this is a screwdriver-headed nut here. On a post. Let's see now. Alright, and the cap with the felt on the bearing. And then there's a washer. There's a few washers. Alright. So every time you take one of these motors apart, obviously, I think I've mentioned it before, you need to make sure that you don't misplace the washers or the order that they're in. So I'm going to take the washers that were in this end bell and lay them out, and then I'll be able to clean that inside thoroughly and put the washers back. And you can see I've already tried to clean this a bit, but there's just so much tar on this from a smoking household. But we'll give that a cleaning and then put the washers back in it. So right now, okay. There's some nuts on these studs. So, but the rotor came right out. Okay. Well, let's get our rubbing alcohol and Q-tips and wipe that rotor down. The commutator anyway. And then I'll have to get into the other end of the motor to get to the wire contacts and to free the brushes. But yeah, this motor is just full of oil and filth and carbon buildup. And this is why you don't over oil your sewing machine motor, because the oil works its way in onto the brushes and gums them all up. There we go. That's properly clean now. Okay. Peering down through this, I do have to get these brass nuts off of these posts so that the bottom bell can draw through, and then I'll have access to those. Actually, I can carefully push the stuck brushes in, like so. You can see how covered in filth and grease they are and how stuck they were. All of that's all grease bound up with the carbon dust, making filth and paste. So I'll have to clean those, but right now I'm just going to soak them in a pool of alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And set those aside for a moment. So I need to get in at those screws. I'm going to have to go digging around for a wrench that I can reach in there with. Alright, fished around. They're 7/32 inch nuts, and I happen to have a multi-driver screwdriver with a deep 7/32 inch drive on it. So with those out, we can pull that ring off, and then there we go. Get a light wrap on the ground there. Oh. I should have thought of that. Now I've got this all loose, but that coil has to come out with everything because the wire connects to that coil. As well as the brushes, so get those nuts back on there, and then hopefully they will allow the whole coil to come out of this body the way it should, because that coil should slide out of this body as well. I didn't see how it's fastened, so there we go. Oh. The screw for the tag is in the way. There. Loosen the screw for the tag. Look at that. Tied together with fiber. What a setup. Now, where do these wires connect in here? Well, they go right in and are fully melted in there. Oh, we're gonna have to do some major surgery on this machine. Okay. Keep our lovely grommet. Throw that out. Aha, okay. That's a interesting and clever decision. Alright. Time to pull these nuts back off. Then we're going to carefully separate the coil off the motor here, because we need to access the spot where the main wires connect up to the motor coil. And also, we're going to have to so as this pulls aside, the brushes are connected with clips so that you can carefully rotate the clips and then pull them off of the brush holders. So these are the brush holders, and those clips are what connect the brush holders up to the motor. That way you can take this piece off. Alright. And get our washer stack for the other end here. There's a single washer that went on here. Slip that on the correct end of that. And I'll need to clean this out, and I'll need to run alcohol swabs down the center of the brush holders when I clean the brushes. Now, okay, excellent. This is the rotten old wire that was sticking out, and this is the end where it comes into the coil, so I need to carefully So, fiber retainer that held those wires up in place. Carefully get those out here, and now we'll be able to connect new wire an insulator on here and then put those back in place and the fiber back. Okay. Just squeezing whatever this tape fiber stuff is to loosen it up and allow me to remove it. And then there's the spot where our soldering is going to happen. Finish trimming the rest of the old wire off. Alright. Stop, clean up, come back.